If you're a buyer that's maybe discouraged because of the hot market we've been in and now might be a little bit scared because of all the bad news, I got 4 pieces of positive advice for you to consider coming up next. Hey, what's going on, friends? If you are a buyer and you are in the market, or maybe have been in the market and you got a little bit discouraged over the last couple of years because of the hot market and all of the competition, and then now you're seeing all this bad news in the media about interest rates and the economy, can be a little bit scary. I wanted to share some perspective and a couple of pieces of advice with you to consider so you don't lose hope, and maybe consider that now is the time more than ever in the last couple of years to really get back in the market and continue to pursue your plan or your dream of becoming a homeowner. So, piece of advice number 1. This is a good time because there are going to be more choices. We have been seeing that over the last couple of weeks and definitely over the last month, inventory has continued to rise, and that means you're going to have more choices as a buyer on what kind of property you can choose from. And so now may be the time, as inventory increases, you may be able to choose from 3 or 4 or 5 different homes instead of that 1 or 2 that was on the market in your price range, that appealed to you in the last couple of years. So the first piece of advice is definitely more inventory is going to give you more choices. So get out there and start looking. Piece of advice number 2 is less competition, right? All buyers, just like you, are hearing the same bad news and they're thinking to themselves, well, maybe I should hold off. Maybe now's not a good time. They're getting caught up in all that negative media, and that's definitely suppressing buyer interest. We've been seeing that in the market where there's just less competition for homes right now, less showings, less people coming to open houses, we're getting less offers, and that's going to put you as a buyer in a better position if you are looking to buy. If you're really willing, ready, and able, you should just get in the market right now and start shopping, because you have less buyers in the market right now to compete against, because you guys are all hearing the same bad news, right? So that could be good news for you if you don't listen to it. So that's piece of advice number 2. Number 3 is sellers are willing to negotiate. Sellers are listening to the same bad news that buyers are listening to right now, right? So sellers are thinking, oh my goodness, if my house is on the market and the economy is going to turn and prices may come down, I need to sell right now. So they're willing to give you more concessions as a buyer, maybe on price, maybe on terms, but they're hearing the same bad news, and that's affecting the seller mindset also. And so I would tell you, consider that, because you're not in a position anymore where you have to pay over full price and waive every contingency that you did the last couple of years as a buyer. And so now's the time where sellers are willing to negotiate, and that can put you in a better position as a buyer. So again, you got to get in the market and you got to be out there making offers in order to take advantage of that. So that's number 3. Number 4, and maybe the most important one, is interest rates are not forever, right? All of this stuff that we're hearing about interest rates, I've talked about it in the past. Interest rates go up and down. We're still at historically low levels of interest rates, even though they seem higher than they were the last couple of years. But the reality is, interest rates don't last forever. They go up, they go down, they change. And as a buyer, as a homeowner, if you ask around any of your friends, family, people that you know that have been a homeowner in the past, how often do people keep the same interest rate for 30 years? It's very, very rare. People refinance, people sell, they upgrade, they downgrade, they move. Very rarely does somebody lock into an interest rate and then pay on that interest rate for 30 years. Things change. And so if now's the time for you to buy, if now you're ready, willing, and able, you should just get in there and do it. If interest rates go down a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, you can take advantage of that and do a refinance. And who knows, at that point, you may want to move into another home, different part of the island, move to the mainland. You never know what your plans are gonna, how your plans are gonna unfold, right? So don't worry about the interest rate. Yes, it's gonna make the monthly cost now a little bit higher, but again, that's not forever. If now's the time to get in, the perfect properties out there, and you need a home, it's better than renting and continue to give that money away to somebody else. So there's your 4 things to consider. Again, if you have any questions or you want to talk about your plans, you can book a meeting at the link below, or email me at dylan@buybigisland.com, and we can talk more. But don't be discouraged. It's all about perspective, and now may be your time to get in the market. I'll see you guys next week. Aloha.